Hello, today I'm going to show you how to solve an absolute value equation. First off, I'm going to start off with defining what an absolute value equation is. An absolute value equation is if absolute value of x is equal to a, then x is equal to negative a, or x is equal to a, where a is greater than or equal to 0. Now I'm going to show you how to solve an absolute value equation. Solve the absolute value equation. Absolute value of x minus 3 equals 8. I'm going to show you how to do it algebraically and graphically. Using the absolute value equation definition, we see that the absolute value of the expression 8, then the expression is either negative 8 and 8. This leads to two equations. Absolute value of x minus 3 is equal to 8, and the absolute value of x minus 3 equals negative 8. So now we have to solve. So whatever's in the inside, you're going to bring it out. So plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. Then you're going to solve. 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. Minus 8 plus 3 is equal to minus 5. So, as we get the answer of the absolute value in this equation is 11, and the absolute value in this equation is negative 5. Solution set is negative 5 and 11. So now I'm going to graph it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. Then 3. 1, 2, 3. Point at negative 5. Point at 3. Point at 11. The absolute value equation, absolute value of x minus 3 is equal to 8, is interpreted as what numbers are 8 units away from 3 on the number line. We find that 8 units to the right of 3 is 11. So 8 units to the right of 3 is 11. And 8 units to the left of 3 is negative 5. And that's how we would graph the absolute value of x minus 3 equals 8. So thank you and have a great day.
Hi, today I'm going to be teaching you about absolute value inequality. Before we can do a problem, you need to know that there are 4 properties to an absolute value inequality. First property, absolute value of x is less than any number. This is equivalent to any negative number is less than x. And x is less than any positive number. And here, we put it in parentheses because it is not included. The next one is included. As you see, it is less than or equal to. Absolute value of x is less than or equal to any number. This is equivalent to any negative number is less than or equal to x, and x is less than or equal to any positive number. Like I told you before, this one has a parentheses and this one has a bracket because it is included, or it is a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. And we put it this way because the x is greater than any negative number, which is here on here, and then it is less than any positive number, so it has to be in the middle there. The third property is the absolute value of x is greater than any number. It is equivalent to x is less than any negative number, or x is greater than any positive number. And as you see, that's why the parentheses, once again, is parentheses because it's not included. So they're pointing out this time because x is less than any negative number, but x is greater than any positive number. So it has to be greater than positive numbers. The fourth property is the absolute value of x is greater than or equal to any number. This is equivalent to x is less than or equal to any negative number, or x It's kind of the same as this one, except for that this time we use brackets because, once again, it is included. And it's important to remember that in these four properties, the variable x can be any algebraic expression. Now we're going to move on to a problem.
Okay. Now we're going to solve the problem. The problem is absolute value of 3x minus 2 is less than or equal to 7. Now, this is very similar to our second property, which is the one that we're going to apply to the problem. Absolute value of x, in this case it would be 3x minus 2, less than or equal to any number, in this case it is 7, is equal to negative of that number is less than or equal to x, and x is less than or equal to the positive number. Since we have our a right here, we need to put the negative of that number, which would be negative 7. And now, we would add 2 to all three parts. Because whatever you do to one side, you must do to all sides. We get 0, obviously. So we have 3x left. In this side, we have 9. And in this side, we have negative 5. Now, we need to get the x by itself. So what we would do, you have to apply the less than or equal to sign only. So what we would do now is divide the 3 because we want the x isolated. So you have to do it to all three sides. So we get negative 5/3 less than or equal to x, and x is less than or equal to 3. Now, the way we would graph this, well, first we have to put it in interval notation. So it would be, we use brackets because it is included. So it would be negative 5/3, comma, 3. The least of the numbers always goes first and the highest goes second. Now we have to graph this. Graph is very simple. 1, and put the 0, 1, 2, 3 would be right here. 1, 2, 3, and we have negative 5/3, which would be a little bit right in between here. And remember to put the brackets, because once again, this problem is included, so we use brackets. And that is pretty much it for absolute value inequality.